Batman was struck by a bolt of Zeus's lightning and almost died. But what led the world's greatest detective to face one of the most powerful gods of Olympus? I'm Andrew the Geek Master, and in today's video, we're going to tell you everything that happened in issue number 20 of the Wonder Woman comic, which kicks off the arc Murder on Mount Olympus. To not miss stories like this one, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and let's get started. The story begins with Wonder Woman training alone in an Amazonian temple, when suddenly her mother Hippolyta starts talking to her through a goat. She says she needs Diana's help because when she woke up this morning, there was a man in her bed. Diana still doesn't understand why her mother is telling her about her love life, but Hippolyta goes on to explain that she went to a party with the gods last night. These parties usually involve a considerable amount of wine, and Hippolyta can't remember all the details. All she knows is that when she woke up this morning, Ares was beside her, and the worst part is that he was dead. Hippolyta's dagger was deeply embedded in the back of the god of war, and she's worried because the death of a god will certainly cause all kinds of chaos in Olympus. Hippolyta isn't sure if she killed Ares, so she asks Diana for help, since she's more accustomed to dealing with these kinds of situations. Wonder Woman admits this is outside her area of expertise, but luckily she knows a specialist. She finds Batman paying his respects to his parents in Crime Alley and asks for his help, recognizing that Bruce is the world's greatest detective. At first, Batman doesn't want to go because his expertise doesn't extend to the world of the gods, to which Diana belongs. But when Diana says she's doing this for her mother, Batman ends up agreeing because if his mother were alive, he would do absolutely anything for her. Of course, he asks if it was Hippolyta who killed Ares. And when Diana replies that she doesn't know, this leaves the Dark Knight very intrigued. With Wonder Woman's help, Batman travels to the realm of Olympus. Diana tells him to follow a road that ends in 2 kilometers, which makes Bruce somewhat suspicious. When Diana asks if Bruce has faith, he responds that these are Diana's gods, not his. Diana then asks which church Batman attends, to which Bruce replies that God isn't in a church but in the alleyways. With that, Batman moves forward, and just as Diana said, they arrive at Olympus. Their first stop is naturally Zeus's temple, but they're stopped at the entrance by an annoying priest who demands a sacrifice. It seems Diana could enter alone, but Batman is a completely different story. Since Diana didn't bring an animal to sacrifice, she delivers a huge punch to the priest's face, declaring that she's sacrificing this moment of peace and that the blood spilled in that moment would be dedicated to Zeus's thunder. Zeus, unimpressed with Wonder Woman's entrance, says that Batman's presence isn't necessary since it's clear Hippolyta committed homicide and will be punished for it. Batman contests this, arguing that Greek gods don't die. Instead, they go to Hades, and Zeus responds that the idea of his son being in the hands of his brother Hades is worse than him being truly dead. Diana says that Hippolyta claims her innocence, but Zeus rejects these words because he could also claim to be faithful to his wife, and everyone knows that isn't true. Still, Wonder Woman asks for one day to solve the mystery and find the real culprit. She even claims that if Zeus allows this, she could prevent a war between the Amazons and the gods of Olympus. But Zeus once again doesn't like the proposal because this type of conflict is common among his people. At this point, Batman asks if Zeus knows him, to which Zeus responds that there are men, there are gods, and there is Batman. So Bruce asks Zeus to accept Wonder Woman's terms, and if they don't solve the mystery in 24 hours, he will be sacrificed in honor of Zeus. When the investigation begins, Batman asks Wonder Woman if she can use her lasso to uncover the truth. But Wonder Woman admits she's not sure, since the lasso was a gift from the gods. This means they'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. And Diana takes the opportunity to thank Bruce for what he's doing for her. The first person they interrogate is Hippolyta herself. Bruce discovers that Hippolyta wouldn't kill Ares out of revenge, as that's a trivial motive for the Amazons. Instead, she would kill Ares for what he could do to Diana, as Ares has tried to kill her several times. But Hippolyta responds that while she dreamed of Ares' death every night, she was as surprised by his death as anyone else. Next, the duo travels to the temple of Dionysus, the god of wine and the host of the previous night's party. They ask what exactly happened at the party, and Dionysus says he saw Ares leave with someone who wasn't Hippolyta, but he refuses to tell more because he believes discretion is a crucial component of pleasure. At that point, Wonder Woman offers him more wine and simply smashes a wine bottle over Dionysus's head, forcing him to feel pain, a sensation so foreign to a god accustomed to pleasure that he begins to scream and beg for mercy. Diana promises she will stop the pain if he answers the question. Ultimately, he says he saw Ares leave the party with Aphrodite, and then Diana delivers a powerful kick to his head, knocking the god out cold to stop him from feeling pain. As the duo heads to their next stop, Wonder Woman expresses her resentment toward these gods. They're supposed to represent hope for mortals, but the gods only see mortals as entertainment. Batman responds that despite her feelings, Wonder Woman is still fighting to keep her mother on their side, and Wonder Woman replies that her mother is a fool for thinking she can change the gods for the better. Next, they finally reach the temple of Aphrodite, who is so enchanted by Batman's presence that she asks him to remove his mask. She tells them that last night, she and Ares went to her chambers to entertain each other, and she doesn't seem too saddened by Ares' death, even going as far as removing Batman's mask, saying she needs someone else to entertain her. Diana is not pleased with this scene and asks where Aphrodite's husband Hephaestus was the previous night. Aphrodite responds that the god of the forge and fire arrived home in the morning, and as usual, he was angry. At this point, the goddess of love and seduction kisses Bruce and invites him to spend time with her, leaving Diana even more frustrated. As Batman and Wonder Woman leave the temple, Diana theorizes that Hephaestus might have discovered Aphrodite's betrayal, killed Ares out of passion, and framed her mother. However, after the kiss from Aphrodite, we see Batman completely disoriented, seemingly thinking about the goddess. Diana even says that no man can really control himself. But at that moment, Batman is struck by a lightning bolt, and it's no ordinary bolt. This one comes from Zeus, piercing the dark night. Outraged, Wonder Woman returns to Zeus's temple and asks what happened. Zeus responds that one of his lightning bolts was stolen, and he has already ordered an investigation. Wonder Woman can't believe that Batman was attacked, even after Zeus agreed to protect him. But Zeus claims innocence and reminds Wonder Woman of their contract. In 12 hours, he will either have the truth or a sacrifice. Later, Wonder Woman tends to Bruce's wounds as Batman tells some jokes to make Diana smile. Bruce takes this moment to say that he lied when he said God is in the alleyways. He wasn't raised around religious people, but he came to believe in a higher power. It was the only way to explain why his parents were so kind. But then his parents died, and Bruce stopped believing, until he met Wonder Woman, who was as kind as his parents were. The day he met Diana, he went home, looked up, and he prayed. Moved to tears by Batman's words, Wonder Woman lights a series of candles and promises in the name of all the gods that she will find whoever hurt her mother and friend, and when that happens, he will face a pain unlike any other. And that's how Batman survived a lightning bolt from Zeus, but the investigation is far from over. The truth about Ares' death and the mysteries surrounding the gods of Olympus are still in play, and as soon as the next chapter comes out, we'll bring it to you. So make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next chapter of this epic story. Comment below who you think the real culprit is. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.